بلشت. Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation about history. So, history started when this man was born. He was a caveman and he was born 3,000 years ago. And this guy is the guy who invented language and he started the history. So, when he did that, yeah. So when he did that, these were the first words that he wrote in history. He said, first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So let's see what he told us about himself. Yeah, this is exactly what he told about himself. This guy had the power to predict the future. So with the power of his imagination, he imagined me. And then he put this picture in the first lines of history. Now we go back to history. Now we go back to history. So history started right after that. And actually it started in 1674 AD because this was the official start of history. So the text that this guy wrote 3,000 years ago, it was not discovered until this year. And then people saw it and they understood it was language and they started writing like it, and history started from this point. Who invented history, you might ask? This is just a question for you to remember the first slide. So this is a graph of the popularity of the guy who invented history. The point of this presentation is to remind everyone about the guy who presented history, because you can see that his popularity is going down. So that was the point of my presentation. A very important date in history was the day that I was born. It's so important that the first guy who wrote history imagined me and then he put me in the first lines of history. Now this is a graph that shows how this presentation is going. And you can see that this here represents this guy that is the center. He's the the inventor of history. And what we've been doing is that we've been going around and talking about him and what he did and what happened later and how people discovered him and how his popularity evolved over time. But the most important question that we should ask is, why are we talking about this guy? This is exactly why. Because when this guy started history, he invented language. And when he did, and when he invented language, the language 2,000 years later, guys like Eminem started to do some rhyming challenges. Like rhyming with orange, for example. It's really hard to find a word that rhymes with orange. And throughout history, this language that was invented was used for many purposes. One of the most important purposes was to describe guys as either ugly or beautiful. But one of the limitations of language is to describe guys that are ugly and beautiful at the same time. So that's why we put a question mark here. There is one day that history will always remember. It's actually today. It's actually every day, okay? Actually, one of the most important things in history is the day that this cow got stuck in the tree. It's so important in history that it's more important than the birth of Jesus Christ. And since this day, people started to name the years in terms of the day that the cow got stuck in the tree. So they invented a new system, and this system was called the CIT. So, and which stands for cow in tree. So this, so for example, today is we are in the year of 513 after CIT, which is after this important day. Okay, going ahead, the world will probably end with the uprising of cats, because what happened is that since we started using the cow in tree, the cats got angry, and they also wanted to be used as a measure of time. So this is a very prominent risk right now, and the UN is having meetings about this. And you can see like one of the attacks that the cats did. To have their own system. And this is very dangerous. Whenever you see a cat doing this, you should report it immediately. Holy shit. Now this is the army of cats that was spotted yesterday around the farm of cows. It was reported by the CIA, which is the cow intelligence agency. CIA. And this is a picture which was painted by these cats. In this picture, we can see how the cats see themselves fighting the cows. And we cannot actually see the cows because they think that they already won over the cows. And now this was a presentation about history. Thank you very much. Let's take a moment to appreciate the guy who invented history. Thank you. That's it. Holy shit.